What is up, and welcome to Twin Dragon Podcast Show. We're your hosts. My name is Mike.
And I'm Bobby. The show will be about two young working professionals going through the craziness of life. We'll have fun conversations about current events and what's happening in our lives. So why do you want to know more?
Well, if you're bored at home, eating, or just chilling, and want to listen to something new, you've come to the right place.
Welcome back, guys. My name is Bobby. Welcome back to the podcast.
And I'm Mike, and today we have a really special guest with us. His name is Shmoxd or Brian. So thank you so much for Shmoxd. And Bobby, why don't you introduce our guest today?
Yeah, Shmoxd. Sorry.
You're great.
He creates crafts on YouTube, but not just any crafts. He is very creative in how he makes it, and I think he also kind of like, what do you call it? Makes it very entertaining, and the music that he puts and just how he edits it just puts a different twist to it. So I guess just for Brian to kind of talk about this.
No, I mean, that's so kind of you. It's fun hearing like other people's perspective or like their take on what I do. Because when people ask me, they're like, hey, what do you do on YouTube? I'm just like, oh, I make crafts. And they're like, oh, cool. Because when it comes down to it, that's all I'm doing. Kind of just for a while I was like thinking like I was gonna be like the guy that took like grandma crafts and like made them cool, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But I've kind of just ventured into doing kind of whatever I want, and so I do whatever I'm feeling like doing. Excuse me. So like I'm actually working on 5 videos right now.
Oh wow.
So
dang.
Wow, 5.
Yeah, it's a struggle, but the one I'm doing, I'm hydro dipping my face.
Yeah, I saw the Instagram.
Yeah, so like hydro dipping, for those who don't know, it's just like a layer of paint or some image on the surface of water, and then you take an object and you dip it, and then that image will like wrap around it, right?
Okay.
And so I've done it in the past, and I put something on my story. It was like, hey, what should I hydro dip next? I'm gonna do it on my face. What should I hydro dip on my face? And everyone was just like, do your face. And so that's what the video is. So we're gonna get a little face inception going on.
Well, how did you get started? Like, how did you get where you are now? Like, you know.
So I mean, I feel like with most like creative types or like the artist type, I have been like doing illustration, drawings, all these things my whole life. Granted, they were just like doodles, like on my math test, whatever. I did do like a AP art, I guess that's what it's called. Is like a college art in high school. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And that's when I was like, kind of came into this realm where I'm like, okay, I love the idea of being an artist. I love the idea of being part of this community, et cetera, et cetera. I find myself like skipping class to just go to this art room and paint. And so I'm like, okay, well, this is what I'm gonna do. I'll see what goes from there. And then how I got into YouTube, I was in university and I was doing like the Instagram thing, trying to promote my art, become this artist. And to no avail. Like I even like had a bot going at one point, like a little like Instagram. It was ones that would like comment on other people's thing. I remember I'll get people replying to him now, and this has been like years past, but I'd like comment and be like, excuse me. I'd come on random people be like, oh, I love your work, not knowing what they're doing. I'm like, I love it. What do you think of mine? And so I'll get replies even now, because I guess I just had that thing churning for like a year. Like I said, to no avail. And then I was like, okay, well, what other platform could I try this out? This whole art thing. And I did a video on YouTube where I like threw paint balloons at my face, and it was kind of more like a process video.
When did you start that?
That was the fall of 2015, maybe.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. And so that video didn't do well. I mean, it was my very first video, right? Never really, I don't know anyone whose like very first video blows up. Anyways,
Yeah.
that'd be really cool if that happened more often. But do you know what? I feel like that does happen like other platforms like TikTok and stuff. But anyways,
Mhm.
so I do that, and then the girl I was seeing at the time, she taught me how to embroider patches.
Okay.
And I was like, cool, I'm gonna do a video on how to do this, just like a little tutorial. And so I did that, and that was probably like my like 4th video going into YouTube, and that one just took off. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm gonna be the tutorial type guy, and that's kind of been my niche since.
Do you think that well, because my roommate is also an artist, he's also been on Twitter, and do you think the community, like the artist community, is really nice and accepting of like everyone's drawings, etc.?
I mean, it's kind of like give and take. I think you'll get some artists who are very proud of like the craft, or like very, very stoked about like I don't know how to explain this, maybe like the history or like the technicalities of it.
Yeah.
Right? So you get some people who are like very kind of uptight about it, which is, it's cool. Like they study this, they know it, like they know way more than I do. And so like I'll put something out that's very like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just throwing paint at a wall, you know?
Yeah.
And so you'll get some people that are like, that's not art, you know. You'll get these technical people, I'm sorry, who kind of pompous. There we go. I feel like you kind of get that sometimes in the art community, or you'll get like the flip side of people that are just like so chill, who are just throwing paint at a wall, you know? And so I've kind of, with any community, you have to find your niche in there, find your people within it. And when you do, it's great. And they're very kind and very accepting. So,
So would you say when you started, like you had that sort of, I guess like people who kind of support you and encourage you when you started out, like, you know, on Instagram or YouTube, or yeah.
I mean, yeah. So with anything, I think your first people who are going to support you are like your people who are closest to you. You know, like let's say you want to do like an art gallery, you want to start an art show, you're going to put that on, and I mean, I wouldn't expect like random people to show up and just be like super stoked about you. Maybe that happens. But for the most part, it's just like your friends and family. And then you kind of just grow from there. Granted, like we do have these cool platforms where you are able to put this art gallery, to keep this metaphor going, all across the entire like world. And so you do get these random people coming in. So in a roundabout way, to answer your question, no, when I first started, I did not have a big community. I've always had like good support system in my life, whether it's friends or families. But like little by little, you kind of just like, that community did grow. And then, like I said, that one video that took off kind of put me in the place where I had people's eyes, and like they liked what they saw. And so from there, I did have that community growing.
Wait, so you're saying after your 4th video, the embroidery video, your YouTube channel especially took off?
And I got really lucky. I'm gonna look right now. It really was like really soon into it.
I think we already put like 7 videos. We still
about 9.
we're chugging along. Like,
no, some people, like not some people, but like most people, it takes like someone said 2 years is what my friend told me. He's like 2 years of going hard.
I believe that.
In your niche, and kind of figuring yourself up.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find this. It's so far back.
Got like probably like thousands of videos now.
Do you know what's funny is I used to only post like 1 video a month.
Oh wow. Oh, I guess the projects take a while.
They do.
Wait, let me show you something.
I'm sure you probably like, yeah, it takes like, do you ever like scratch something and like do it all over again, or you say you're gonna do something but like,
all the time.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so one of the favorite things that like my audience likes to see is they like to see me mess up, which is like bodes very well for me, because I mess up literally every project. There's like something in the project that I mess up and have to kind of like workshop and figure out how to make it work. And then sometimes I do just scratch the whole thing and start over. And that's kind of like part of the process, part of the art process. I feel like we do put too much pressure on ourselves to like succeed from the get-go, if we're gonna keep on going on that rabbit hole. And we got to just be easy on ourselves and realize that our whole life is just like a process. You're just figuring out as you go.
True.
But I did look it up. It was my sixth video.
Oh, really?
Got real lucky.
Well, we passed that threshold already.
So I guess I also like to do crafts as well. I think that's why I liked your videos, because I guess a lot of the videos out there, people who do crafts are usually women, and they're like pace, and music is like dun, 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 dun. But yours like dun, 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 and so something that I made for Mike is like a biblical little journal. So it's all leathered,
love it,
blue leathered, and it's binded and everything.
You made like a
okay
book.
wow
Yeah. It took a while
impressive.
too.
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Yeah,
the book binding, so that's impressive.
You guess that art.
Yeah, I was like, gotta make it precise.
There's a certain zen to trying to make something precise.
Mm-hmm.
So I bet you felt that there.
Did you?
I think when I was doing it, I was like thinking, where is this coming from? and I think back, and it's like, man, my dad used to do crafts in his garage. Like he'll make cement like blocks for like for families, and then my mom also like did knitting and stuff like that. So I guess it came from them as well.
Did you watch them do that?
I did watch them like from afar. I didn't want to do what they did, but yeah.
Were you like transported back when you were bookbinding? You're like, oh man, I'm back in my dad's garage.
Yeah, I think that's what specifically reminded me of just my dad.
Right on. Yeah, I both my parents, my dad's more. Is that true? No, my mom's like, she's the one that taught me how to like sew. But my dad did do like the art stuff as well.
So people in your family were artists. Some people in your family were artistic, you would say?
Yeah, I think so. I think I this might not be true, whatever, but I think everyone like is born creative. I think you're born artist because you're kind of just making up as you go, right? You're in your life. That's kind of what you do. There's no like rule book. There's no like set guidelines. You're just like beep bopping. You're like jazzing about, trying to figure out how to do life. And in a way, that's art. When you look at art, it's kind of just like figuring out what you're doing, whether it's like painting, singing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then you start like, as you grow, you realize that this world has like rules, do's and don'ts. And you kind of get programmed out of that creative mindset. So what am I saying here? Yeah, I think like maybe it comes from like genes. Maybe people in your family like do matter, but only because they maybe like allow that space for you to continue to create creativity.
And
that seems redundant, but
watch them too, right? Like what Bobby said.
Right, for sure. You can definitely learn like skills and I guess like movement from them, right?
I agree, yeah. Because like you look at kids, like little kids, they're super imaginative and creative and do all kinds of things. But like as you get older, you're like, oh, so many rules. Can't do this, can't do that. Don't do this, don't do that.
Right.
So I definitely feel for that. But yeah. I think you kind of mentioned about like what you mentioned like you were doing 5 videos and one of them was the hydro painting. What other things are you doing, if you're able to say, I guess? Or
of these 5 videos?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm doing screen printing with bleach. That's one video. And then we can go. You want me to go all through them all, or do you want me to go one at a time?
I don't know if you
just
can
whatever comes
whatever.
Yeah,
right, we don't want like
so
secret details leaking out.
No. I mean, I'm here for it. So I'm doing screen print with bleach. I'm doing a custom shoe, the Heelys. Do you know what Heelys are?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. Doing some Heelys. I'm doing a tie-dye video where I'm like leaving a white image on the shirt. And then the hydro dip video, and then I'm doing a video about members only area, like member areas.
Oh,
so like your Patreon or
okay, gotcha.
Those sites, those member subscription sites.
Gotcha.
That's a good way to put it. But yeah, those are all due Wednesday. Today is Monday.
You're gonna do all 5 of them by Wednesday?
It's gonna be, we're gonna have a long couple of days.
Well,
But
who set the deadline?
sponsors. So
Oh, gotcha.
I had 5 different sponsors or whomever be like, hey, we want a video in June. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. And then they don't really put deadlines, or some of them do, but I usually push it to the end of the month, because that's just how I work best. I work best if I procrastinate literally to the last minute
And get pushed.
and then just like, I just grind it out for like 3 days where I have like a week of just like really, really working super hard 24/7. And then I can take the rest of the month to kind of just relax and recoup. So
That makes
that's
sense.
been my workflow.
I think something else that I really liked was like the music and just like the editing that you do in your videos. I think, how did that come about, and just like what inspires you?
Oh, and the animations.
Yeah.
Animations are really
thanks.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I've liked video editing for a while. Like I used to make like these little like snowboard edits with my friends. And like they were trash, they weren't great, but like they were fun to make. But like from then on, I kind of like started watching movies or TV shows and whatever. And I like paid attention to how they did transitions, how they did whatever. Not so like consciously. I think a lot of it was more like subconsciously. So I kind of found this form or this way of editing that I liked, to a point where it's kind of shot me in the foot, because like I'm trying to find an editor to kind of take the workload off of me. But I'm so particular with how I edit things that like even if I had an editor, they would do it and I would have to like go back across it and like fix it. Not really fix it, but like get it to like my type of edit. But man, I'm going on a tangent. What was your question? I'm like,
just so, like what inspires you to like the way you edit and then the music.
So yeah, I guess if what inspires me, I mean, that's such an interesting question for me, because it's I don't know, it's kind of the same across the board. Like if I asked you like what inspires you, I think it always comes down to like what we see, what we experience, and then like trying to recreate it, right?
Yeah.
And so in that breath, what inspires me to edit is a lot of times like these cinematic movies. Granted, my stuff isn't like cinematic, but I do like the details and like the attention to details that people put in their movies and into editing. Like even with like example, like jump cuts. So like if you were like filming something and you had like different angles or whatever, and you like filmed it twice, you'd want it to seem seamless. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so even when I'm editing and I'm like, let's say I put something on the table that I'm working on, I make sure that my hands leave the table before I like cut, so my hands don't just like disappear. So everything kind of like feels seamless. And that's like a big part of my editing is trying to make things feel as smooth as possible. So with that, and then with the transitions, and then the music comes into that as well. I kind of want that I guess that
kind of
energy
sync together.
Yeah, I want people to watch this and like feel comfortable. I want it to just feel smooth. I want it to feel easy. I want people to like feel like they're one, like what I'm doing is doable, or it's maybe not even doable, but it's like approachable. It's not like intense. It's I mean, even the music, it's not like the music's not hard. It's not like gonna put you to sleep. But maybe it does. I've actually had people be like, "No, I watch you to fall asleep." I'm like, thanks. I don't. Okay.
Thanks for what?
But, yeah, I mean, I'm cool with it. I'm also the type that I actually have to watch stuff to fall asleep, so I actually get it. But yeah, so my inspiration derives from, excuse me, I guess that the things that I watch and I like, and I try to recreate that feeling or that atmosphere.
Do you mind telling us like what do you like to watch?
Do you know what my like top favorite movies and stuff are? Like not rom-coms, but they're like rom-coms. They're all like they're all like breakup movies. Like I love Her. I love
Okay.
500 Days of Summer. I love Crazy Stupid Love. I like some other ones. I like Seven Psychopaths. That one's fun. I like Quentin Tarantino's movies. I like the who's the guy that does Moonrise Kingdom, all their stuff.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but all their stuff. And you know, what was it when I saw recently? I don't know. Oh no, actually, do you know what I really have you seen like Hereditary?
Yeah.
So that
okay.
they do like they do that, and they did Midsummer. And their direction
yeah,
for
Midsummer,
those
yeah.
were just like wild.
Yeah.
But anyways,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like the way they angle things and the way they just kind of capture. So yeah, it's very seamless.
yeah, it is very seamless, very, very yeah, bonkers. Also the storytelling in those ones were crazy. And I've tried to do that with my stuff, like be a better storyteller.
With your art?
Instead of like with my art or with my videos, being like kind of telling a story, like coming up with like this problem at the beginning and like working through it, and like like we're at the climax where it's like gonna work through, and then something goes wrong and like we have to figure it out. Like like sometimes that like kind of just happens because that's life, right?
Yeah.
But like allowing that to like be part of my process, and the storytelling of art, I think it's relatable, right? And so I do try to bring that into what I do. Man. I know how I edit and film. So
you want like seamless video animation. You're doing art. You're like doing everything by yourself, and now you have to make it by Wednesday. I'm like, how in the world do you like manage all that?
Man, I grind for 4 days. Not 4 days, but
wow.
But it's fun.
Impressive.
Well, thanks.
Yeah. Kind of like college. I seen your Instagrams where sometimes you like, yeah, you're posting that you're working really hard to get these videos done. And I was like, man, seems so intense. It's kind of like college, yeah.
Well, it's funny, like it feels a lot like you know, I'm sure it's the same, but like when I was doing like projects in school, once again, I'd procrastinate it to the last minute. So it'd be due like the next day at like whatever time class was, let's say 4. I would just stay up and like get it done, and literally get it done and stay up the whole night and get it done right in time to turn it in. Wow. Go turn it in, get a critique, and then go to sleep. And sometimes it feels like that. And there's like something fun about that grind. And I mean, if I didn't have like deadlines, if I didn't have something holding me accountable, I wouldn't ever get that, right?
Yeah. It pushes you.
It does. It pushes you, and having something or someone hold you accountable is like, for me, one of the only ways that I get anything done. But I mean, and then it's like, for other people, I'm curious what their accountability is, because like if I didn't have like a YouTube channel, like I said, I wouldn't get anything done really. So I don't know what holds you guys accountable.
I think we kind of hold each other accountable for one.
Right.
And I think
especially this podcast.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
And I think other things that keep us accountable is just like our faith, and just like our family members, people who are very close to. School. Well, for me, it's like, yeah, him for school, for me for my job.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think because we work and he goes to school, we have to like kind of get things done, schedule all these podcast interviews and stuff like that on a certain day.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think that's how anything gets done. The only way things get done. But
you ever why do you play video games? Because like some video games that I've played, because I'm a big gamer, have like really good cinematics, and also like I would say good storytelling. Like Final Fantasy 7 remake was like the last one. It was like a movie, but it was really done well.
Yeah, I haven't played that one. I played a lot of video games. Recently I haven't. But like for reals, growing up, that was like my life, were video games. And I was all about the campaign. So maybe that makes sense. I was about that storyline. You have a good storyline, you had me hooked.
Same, basically.
I think some of my favorite games are like the Uncharted's. Have you played those?
No, I haven't played Uncharted, but I'm a big fan of Star Wars. The Star Wars: The Old Republic, very good storyline, voice acting. I wouldn't say the cinematics like top, like like graphic wise, but I think the story is really good. So,
I'll have to look into it. I do like Star Wars. Yeah, gonna get me back into those video games. Here for Mike.
So I guess transitioning on, we have a segment called Inspire Us. So I guess we're gonna give you like different scenarios, and I guess whoever this relates to, you can hopefully inspire them in some way.
Yeah, like I'm sure a lot of people are in these positions. Like I think something really easy is like, what would you say with like somebody who, wants to do arts and crafts or just any sort of like the creative trade, but they kind of don't know where to start and, they're afraid like, oh, I don't know how I'll be able to, get started or like, support myself and stuff like that.
Okay, so the realist in me is like, get a job. Get a job, get something that is stable. If you're scared of like not being able to support yourself doing art, I mean, your art's gonna suffer, you're gonna suffer, it's just not gonna be a good time. So find yourself a job, find yourself something, a 9 to 5. And then when you're feeling secure in something, you can do whatever you want, like take your time and use that time. Sorry, my cat is going nuts.
Oh,
yeah, he jumped off the piano. Anyways, so so with that security, I feel like it gives you the freedom to create more. Oh my goodness, I need to get that boy. He's going to ham. 1 sec. So
no worries. Interlude.
He found a fly.
Ooh. Hello.
This little butthole. So that's what I would say. Start with that, and then start with what you're comfortable with. Whether it's just like drawing, sketching. I mean, everything has their foundations, and when you have a strong foundation, your art will shine through. I feel like that's why, like in classes or in like school, when you go to like school for painting or whatever it is, sculpting, you always have like your basics. You're like drawing 101, And that being said, I don't think you have to go to school either.
No school.
I mean, you don't have to. School's not for everyone. I think you can learn literally anything you want online these days.
That's true.
So, he's right back at it.
He's gonna play the piano again for us.
Yeah, don't play that song. So start where you're comfortable and find that comfort zone. Like find that comfort zone and work your way out of it.
Gotcha. And I guess so. Like, what about like once they like, yes, I want to do this. How would you say to sort of like get started? Or what if they're like on like a creative rut? Like, oh, I don't know, like what to do next and stuff. Like, also like a side note, like how do you come up with your ideas? What to do next.
I mean, if you keep yourself in a mindset of always being open to ideas, I feel like you're always going to have them come, and it's just a matter of retaining them. So when an idea comes, write it down.
Okay. So
make a journal, make a list on your phone of these ideas, so that when you're like in a slump, you can be like, oh, I have this book full of ideas that I can do. And that's how I come up with my ideas. I usually get my ideas from watching other people create whatever it is. And then I'm like, oh, I can do this and put my own little spin on it. When it comes to, I don't know where to start. I mean, just one more note, I guess, on that is do whatever you're passionate about, because like that will shine through more than anything. I feel like you'll see these very talented people who are really talented, but they're not really passionate, and it shows, So find what you're passionate about and like enjoy that process and that journey.
So a side question for that, has anyone ever contacted you about like, I guess, inspiring artists like come to you or through your social media saying like, hey, your video is really inspiring me, or I guess in those kind of ways?
Yeah, I do, and it's so heartwarming to hear that, because it's like cyclical. I feel like creativity inspires creativity.
Mhm.
And it's just cool that like whomever that gave me that inspiration to try something, I've then made something, and then someone like sees me make something, they're like, oh, this gives me an idea to make this, you know. And so it's really cool because it's cyclical in that effect.
Mm. I guess like an opposite, has there been any like misconceptions, or if there is anything of your art, like does anybody like say anything or whatnot?
I mean, like I kind of like what I touched earlier about how like the art world is full of critics.
Mm.
You know, everyone's a critic. And then like you're your worst critic. So when you do have those people, I mean, you come into like your zone.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that confidence. You just gotta be stoked with what you're doing and know that like in the end, are you doing this for them or are you doing it for yourself?
Mm,
So for me, it's a little bit of both.
gotcha.
I do it for me, but everyone out there kind of holds me accountable. So that's nice.
Would you consider yourself a role model then?
I feel like that's so. I mean, like, yeah, but I feel like that's so like boastful or like so high and mighty of me to say. Like, oh, I'm so great, because when it comes like I'm just some dude from Utah, who just so happened to like get a video that did well. You know, so I guess I am a role model if you make me one. But anyone can be a role model.
Mm.
But
What's the craziest idea you've ever done?
craziest idea?
Craziest idea, or yeah, or anything.
I'm gonna share an idea. We're gonna do this. I'm hopefully gonna do this summer. Also my roommates are coming home, so they're gonna be louder here in a sec.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I'll tell them to leave, get out of here. I'm going to have a model Tesla, like a little car. And I'm gonna do like some forced perspective. Hi guys, I'm on a call right now, so
Okay.
thanks. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna take like a little model car from Tesla, and I'm gonna do some forced perspective to make it look like it's actual like actual size.
Wow.
And I'm gonna somehow figure out how to like hydro dip it in like a little pool that also is gonna be small to make it look like it's big.
Wow.
And that's gonna be like a part one video. And I'll be like, all right, guys, if you want a part two, we gotta get old Elon on board, send me a car. And then I'm gonna have to, if that work, I hope that works out, because that'd be cool. It's like actually figure out the technicalities of getting a car to flip upside down into like a an above ground pool.
Wow.
So that's a fun idea. And yeah, it's fun that YouTube allows that space. Like, granted, I feel like everything's kind of clickbaity, but it's so fun. It like has the most absurd things because of that. So
how in the world did you come up with that idea?
Yeah.
I wanted a Tesla, if I'm being honest. I'm like, I want a Tesla. How can we figure out
how are we gonna get it?
Tesla? Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll figure out. We'll see if that works. Should be fun.
Looking forward to it.
I'm good too.
Let's see. Has there been, I guess, like you mentioned sort of like the Tesla idea. Are there any other sort of ideas that you have in your mind that you want to do but haven't been able to do it? And if so, like what kind of like got in the way?
Yeah, like I said, I have a list full of ideas somewhere. And all of them are kind of just on that back burner. Why I haven't done them, I mean, some of it is the timing of things. Some of it is the fact that like there are like their big projects, and I've like don't allow myself time right now to do that. Excuse me. Like right now where I have 5 videos, I couldn't pick like 3 of these big project videos because I just don't have time. So that is the main reason I haven't done them. The other one is some of them are a little daunting. Like I do love like going into the unknown and like figuring out this way how to make it. Like I said, I want to figure out how to do neon lights. But it's something I have literally zero information on. I have nothing about it. So there's like a lot of like baby steps I need to do in order to get there. And I just haven't done those yet. there's some that I've even like bought the material to do it, and I just have not done it yet because one, like time, I need to like work on something I know how to do sometimes to just get a video out, and like
Right.
and then the other one is like they're kind of daunting because like I have no idea what I'm doing, and like I don't know how long it's gonna take. So again, it kind of comes down to time, but yeah.
Do some sponsors like want like a specific video or thing done, and that kind of also constrains you, or you kind of pick?
On occasion, those are the worst ones to work with. On occasion, I have done that, and like I feel like you can tell in my videos. One of my videos this month is that, so I'm excited for if you can pick out which one is that sponsor for me. Yeah, we'll see. It's like it's so funny when you work with brands like that, because they're like, no, we want you to be so creative, we want to do whatever you want, and I'll pitch them this idea,
and they're like, no.
And they're like, okay, but no, do it this way, and like they like we have this creative way that, but we want it to do like our way. And I'm like, just, you hired me, like you're gonna get me. I don't know why you'd hire me and want me to put out something that like you want, but
right,
yeah,
it's kind of the game when you get into that realm of stuff.
I see.
I thought I was getting out of it. I thought I was my own boss, but it turns out there's always a boss.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh no.
So you're speaking from, ahead of a couple steps ahead of us, but I guess like a question for that we have for you is, as we're starting out, like, what advice do you have for us, or like any content creator who's just starting out, what you've been there, what would you tell them?
I mean, I'd say have fun with it. Don't lose yourself in it. Don't lose who you are. Do things for yourself. And just like kind of you have to do that balance, because at some point, like, yeah, I have to chase some kind of trends at some points, but then like looking into them, like, am I doing this just for that, or am I doing it for myself, and just kind of playing that balance to keep my sanity. But yeah, then when it comes down to it, like, have fun with it. Like, who cares? Let's say, like, yeah, this whole rug thing, like working with rugs, that's like, I mainly did that because it's trendy, but also like I had a lot of fun with it, and like I made it my own, and just like it worked out. And so I feel like I didn't really like, lose myself to the trend, and didn't sell my soul to get a buck. But yeah, that's what I'd say is just have fun with it and do what you want, but also play the game a little bit. So
play the game,
but be your own boss.
But be your own boss. Yeah. I mean, granted, okay, I keep on saying, granted, but anyways, I am my own boss, right? And like, I am very grateful that I like the whole fact that I can basically take 3 weeks off and then work really hard 1 week is cool, so I don't want to take that for granted, or sound ungrateful for that, but still have a boss a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a nice work schedule.
yeah, I can't complain. It's fun.
Yeah, I think I think to kind of give you some input about us is we thought about, is podcasting the only thing we want to do? I know in the beginning we wanted to, go into talk about like medical and tech and technology, but it became, I guess,
not fun.
Yeah, not fun.
Yeah.
And so like the very first episodes that people hear are like basically like kind of like pilots, what was working for us and what wasn't. And I know once we got to the WandaVision podcast, I was like, this is it, no more. And we need to start over, so we need to reevaluate. And so we just talked, and what made us happy when we kind of did it, and it was when we just kind of talked to each other, and I guess in a relaxed form, and
conversational, not so much like,
and we picked the topics that we thought that we can talk about and enjoy, especially like people like you who we feel comfortable talking about and interviewing. So yeah, despite the fact that we were kind of, I was nervous.
It's good. It's good.
And we're
Nervous is
still
fun.
trying to figure out this game, playing the game a little bit.
I mean, yeah, it's a game. Everything's a game. Just got to figure out how to play it.
Yeah.
And have fun with it. So.
Sure. The next segment, we're gonna go into the game part. Would you rather?
Nice.
And so, the first one is, let's see. Would you rather? Would you rather be the world's worst superhero or live the most boring existence
ever?
Ever.
Be the world's worst superhero or the worst existence ever?
No, the most boring existence ever.
The most boring existence. Man, being bored is, there's some comfort to that. You're just like chilling, doing nothing, just complete zen. Man, what's this power? I wonder what the superhero power is.
That's up to you.
Up to you.
That's what I'd do. I think I'd be the world's worst superhero.
And what superpower would you choose then?
I mean, I like growing my hair out. Like grow it at any time. Nice. I wouldn't even be like fling it out. It's just like gross and it's just there. I'm just like hey guys, I got it.
What is strength?
There you go. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Next one would be: would you rather never fart uncontrollably or never find a bathroom when you need one?
Never. So I'm just farting all over the place,
basically.
Or I can't find a bathroom, and then I just need one. I'm all about that bladder health. I'm gonna say fart. I'm already pretty much there. I'm like low key like glucose and lactose and
oh man,
and I'm a little bit intolerant of everything, so I'm pretty much there already.
It's kind of like our situation too.
Yeah, we're both lactose intolerant. I found out like really late in my life. Like I should.
Yeah, same. but do I stop? No. So I basically am there. I'm already just.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would have picked the bathroom one too. To be honest, it's not fun holding. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I get in sweats. I'm like, I need to go to the restroom.
Got the sweats.
Yeah.
The next one is would you rather be a giant hamster or a tiny rhino?
I'd rather be a giant hamster or a tiny rhino. I mean, I feel like rhinos would be so cute, so small.
I was thinking that too.
Just like a tiny little rhino, I'd be so loved. And then people would like make me like miniature like sets. So I would feel like a giant rhino. So yeah, I think the rhino.
I think I would be the rhino too. I think if I was a giant hamster, people would like be scared or experiment on me.
I was gonna pick that until you guys said that. I was like, all right, maybe not so much anymore.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna live a better life as my tiny rhino.
It reminds me of like Totoro or something. Like giant hamster.
Oh yeah.
That Ghibli Studios.
I actually haven't seen a whole lot of those.
Oh really?
But I hear a lot about them. I've only seen like Spirited Away.
Oh yeah.
I would recommend. I recently saw them this past year.
Did you watch?
Okay.
All of them.
You watched all of them?
Yeah.
All of them.
Okay, that's an achievement. Oh, this next one. Would you rather be rich and ugly or poor and good looking?
Rich and ugly. Rich and ugly. I think so.
Yeah. Probably.
I wouldn't mind being, rich.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Like if you're rich, you can at least like work on it.
Yeah. You get some products or eat healthier, whatever the situation is.
Yeah. Especially during unfair advantage.
So the next one is would you rather save the world and get no credit and let the world go up in flames?
Or would let
or let the world go up in flames.
Save the world for sure. For sure. I don't need no credit. Credit's overrated.
Same.
Yeah.
I think it's just a responsibility for me. Like, oh man, I gotta go do it.
Can't let the world be going up in flames.
Right.
And then the last important question.
All right.
Important. Would you rather talk like Batman or Mickey Mouse for the rest of your life?
Oh wow.
Oh, that's pretty
I practice all day. And Batman for sure. I feel like at least people would like take me serious.
That's true.
Except for when I was like asking silly questions, like "Where's the bathroom?"
Like, whoa, man, whoa.
Oh, come at me. Yeah, Batman for sure.
I would put the same thing. I think it would just people will take me seriously.
And he has a cool deep voice, right?
Yeah.
Batman. All right. So we reached the end of the podcast. So Shmoxd, this is the time where we can let you you can tell the people where can they find you, and just anything else you want to tell the audience.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm Shmoxd. It's Shmoxd. What a terrible way to spell Shmoxd. But yeah, so I'm Shmoxd on everywhere, and that's where you can find me.
Are you also on TikTok?
Yeah, I'm on TikTok. I've had more success on TikTok lately than anywhere, so that's fun. Yeah.
How do you manage all the accounts?
You know, I've just like tried to do the least amount of work possible. So if you notice on my Instagram, I'm mostly just posting reels now because I can post that on there and it's TikTok. So I just try to make one thing that will be like compatible across all platforms.
Okay.
Try to do the least amount of work possible.
Multiple birds with one stone.
That's how you do it.
Nice.
That's how you do it.
Let me just end the podcast real quick. All right, guys. So thank you again for joining today. Hope we can catch you next time.
And yeah, thank you for being on, and I hope you guys enjoyed and feel inspired by Shmoxd if you're pursuing creative endeavors as well. So we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks again for listening.
All right, see ya. Thank you again, guys, for listening to the Twin Dragons podcast. If you guys want to know more about a topic or want us to do a specific video, let us know in the comments below.
And please like and subscribe if you want to help support us. Keep a lookout on our social media accounts so that you can keep up to date with any new episodes that come out and get connected. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode.